So we thank everyone for joining us today. We're reminding and asking that you please stay on mute, cameras off. This session is being recorded, so we will be sending out a copy of the recording after. If you do have any questions, there is the chat feature down at the bottom, so please enter your questions there. Or if you're watching the LinkedIn live stream, you can comment there. We're keeping track of the chat and those comments. So we'll be addressing your questions as they come up. So if you see something on a slide that you're not sure of or you'd like us to dive a little more into, please feel free to say it. Like I said, put that in the chat. And also, before we kick it off, if I could just get a thumbs up or someone say in the chat just to make sure the audio is coming across okay, I would appreciate it. Okay, LM, thank you so much for the confirmation. So what we're going to be discussing today is we're going to be talking about, is your Drupal site invisible to AI agents? So the AI visibility audit, gaps and fixes. So this is a practical session for Drupal organizations from invisible to cited. Again, I'm Sean with Binary Works. We were formerly Drupal partners, and I'm joined by Satish.
Hi, everyone. Nice meeting you.
Thank you for joining. So I'm a sales head here and CRO specialist, and Satish is the CEO. Okay, so here's what's on the agenda today. First, we're going to talk about what changed and what it costs you regarding AI visibility and Drupal, and then we'll dive into where your content breaks down. We'll give you 7 reasons why you may be invisible, a way to check and find out where you stand. Then we'll give you fixes for those 7 reasons and a customized plan. Okay, so we're going to focus on what changed and what it cost you. So again, with this, I like to say, think about how the idea of searching the internet has evolved since the internet has come out until today. So in the past, you would look for just keywords and phrases like an MBA program from Atlanta. But nowadays, because of things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, all of these AI assistants and AI programs, you can just ask things in natural language and it's able to understand it. So you can ask a question like the best MBA near Atlanta for working professionals who want analytics, and it'll be able to understand your intent, what you're looking for, and match you with those sites. In the past, you used to have a list of links. So you'd have to go through your links, visit the sites, and compare everything manually. It was a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of clicking through the pages, and you were the one in control of that. Now we're expecting AI to interpret, research, compare, and make recommendations. So AI is doing a lot of the heavy lifting now for users. So in the past, the students would make a short list from those links that were provided, but now AI is doing that for them. And in the past, you would compete for a click on a result page and using SEO. And now you compete to be inside of the answer itself. Because remember, those AI answers are appearing at the top of the searches, SEO below that, and then the natural ranking. So the comparisons already happened before anyone has reached your site now. So the takeaway is the search, you're not disappearing, the interface is. So you want to make sure your content is being read and cited properly. Okay. So how an AI agent reads your site. So the AI agent, it's any system that retrieves your content to answer a question. And again, like I said, that'll be coming through ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, Claude, Google AI overviews. So what those things are doing behind the scenes is they're crawling your sites, they're extracting your content, they're chunking it together, they're checking what's embedded, they're retrieving it, and then they're citing it. This is all happening behind the scenes. So your page is never read as a whole. It's split into passages, so each standing alone beside your competitors. So you want to understand like the program name, you want to make sure it sits atop the page. If there's income limits, you want to make sure that sits in a table, or I'm sorry, what I'm saying is this is what can break the AI from reading your site. The program name's at the top of the page, and that's the only place it appears, so it's not connected down. If, for example, someone's looking for income limits, it could sit in a table 4 screens down, which it's further down, it's disconnected. It's not being read properly, so it can't be cited. And then, or there's passages there, but it'll never say what that passage, that program belongs to. So there's no interconnecting. It's not able to interconnect the information. And therefore, it can answer, am I eligible for this? So that was your question going in. It's reading your page. Everything is disconnected. It's not well linked together. So the AI can't find the proper solution because the way your data is formatted and sitting on that page. So takeaway is the AI, it's not reading your page, it's reading the fragments and it's stripped of content. So you want to make sure you're updating your content so it can be read and cited and understood. Okay. So what's an invisible to AI means, so you can have 50,000 index pages and you could still be absent from AI answers. So invisible doesn't mean that you're missing from Google's index. You could be indexed, but you're not selected as a source. So that's what's causing you to be invisible. For example, invisible isn't no traffic, it's you're getting traffic, but you're not getting the citations from the AI. And in the past, invisible, now it's not bad SEO, it's good SEO, but unusable passages, like we said before. It's disconnected, it's not linked. The AI doesn't understand what it's reading, what it's interpreting, and how to resurface that information. So, again, you want to make sure that you're discoverable, you're understandable, you become a trusted source, you're citable, you can be recommended, and then there's things that are actionable. So any weakness at any stage, it's going to remove you from these answers. So one small break, it's like, how can I say it? The metaphor with the chain, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So whatever link is breaking here, it's going to break for everything. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. So in the past, there was SEO and AEO and GEO. Things are evolving. So SEO in the past, you were focused on rank. It was all about your position. So you have the high position, you get the click, you get the visit. AEO, you want to be the answer. So you'll be surfaced when a question is asked. And then GEO, you want to be the trusted source. So you can be mentioned, cited, recommended, and you can get visits off of that. And then again, there's just a breakdown of what each of those acronyms mean. So the takeaway for this is the SEO is going to help you rank, the AEO is going to help you be answered, and the GEO is going to help AI understand, cite, and recommend you. Okay. So as we said, there could be 5,000 pages on your site, but AI doesn't care. So what the Drupal estate actually looks like. So for example, in the health system, you could have pages that are representing 400 physicians, 60 service lines, and 900 different PDFs all together on one site. In federal agency, you could have 200 programs, 5,000 policy pages, 12,000 documents. Now imagine all those sitting separately, not interlinked together. AI is not going to know what to do with all this. Same with publishers. You could have 80,000 articles, 600 contributors, 20-year archive. So when you're exposed and you have dozens of departments owning the content, there's multiple subsites and legacy sections. Nobody owns how it connects. So really, if you're going off of your legacy structure, you could have all of this information sitting in disjointed areas, not connected. The AI is not going to know what to do with it. So you're going to need to provide it structure and guidance in order to correct this. So volume, even though you have the volume, it's not visibility. The structure is what's important nowadays. Okay. And there are other risks that AI can get wrong. So when your content has gaps, AI fills them from the archives, directories, the cached PDFs, and the forum threads. So you want to make sure your information is also up to date. Because think about it, if you're searching a government site and you're looking for maybe SNAP benefits, so you could have outdated eligibility criteria on an active program. So that's going to show a conflict and that's going to lessen your authority score. For healthcare, you could supersede guidance. So you might have a physician who left in 2023, so you don't have an accurate list of your physicians. Nonprofits, you could have a retired initiative or a broken donation route. And these are other examples, like I said, throughout different sources and website types. So the fix is you want a visible published date, a review date, and a schedule for unpublishing what's no longer true. So again, you want to make sure your information is fresh, up to date, and is the most accurate that it can be. Because all of that is important for building trust and building authority within the AI and being cited there. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to Satish. He's going to talk about where your content breaks down, and then he'll give examples of some fixes.
Thank you, Sean. And just a quick update, like if you guys have any questions, please try to ask those questions in the chat. Would be happy to answer them every now and then. So, all right. So let's talk about how your content breaks down. So, as Sean was saying, like you might have lot many contents, but those are not important. But site is your site getting cited, or is it getting recommended in the A answers? Is what critical. For ranking, the domain authority and the number of times a keyword is being used is what matters in a specific page. But for citations, the best answers, and most importantly, that is being recommended across multiple sources in the internet, is what that's more important for getting cited. So some of the example you could see is the a site that has a page that has 1800 words with strong backlinks and fast download is not going to be reflected or cited in the AI tools. The reason is the answers may not be recommended by other third-party sites, or the answers is not answering the question the user has asked. So it is critical now, not just filling up words is important now. You have to think like AI as another human. Is it answering those questions for when somebody is having in a real problem, real situation problems when he is asking a question? Those questions are being answered or not. Those are the things we should look at. Even in other page, a graduate works at leading firms. Uh, if there is a question, number of graduates in a leading firm, if there are no numbers, no year, no source of the truth about the information that you're providing on the page, this again, you're not going to be cited. Even if you're having more information about your company's careers, everything is in PDF, and the PDF has no author and date, and it is not crawlable, it's not going to be cited in any way. So if you look at here, like one of the question here is what housing support is available for a veteran with a disability. You could clearly see that there is a page, an agency that has an information about it. But when it comes to eligibility, the eligibility is in a file, in a PDF file, and the required documents for proving that is in another PDF, and an application is in a third party portal, and the deadlines are in blog sections. So when a question is asked like what is the housing support available for veteran, the information is spread across multiple areas, and some of them are not in accessible locations like it is in the PDF file. So that's where the chain breaks and the AI is not able to answer to that specific questions from your site. Though your site has information across in multiple places, it's not able to answer those questions. That's what the gap is always about. So you could see these kind of problems across all the sectors, like in government, healthcare, higher ed, the same kind of problems. Am I eligible? Who works on the non-profit? You could have all the information in multiple places, but not available for a specific kind of questions people might be asking in this. So identify those kind of questions, and we need to create and structured answers for those questions on your site so that the AI can access it easily. So let's see some of the reasons that why your site is getting invisible. Um, the 7 reasons that we see is the content that you have written is for navigation, not for answers. Right now, it is the website is created for human. Website navigations are created for human. That's why the contents are written in multiple places, but it's not written for an AI answer engines to get the answers faster from your site. And similarly, weak content structure. People write lot many like 1800 word paragraphs, those kind of things they write. But in general, what AI tools want is a short and structured content for an answer. So those things are there. And of course, important information lives inside PDFs, which cannot be crawled in many ways. And entity, like what is the uh, entity of any like any website or any page is not clearly defined, that's again, and it creates a confusing thing for AI tools. And also some kind of a missing inconsistent structured data, like one page might give some structured data in a different format, another would be in different format, and the AI crawlers are not able to access the site. It's getting blocked because nowadays Cloudflare is blocking bots, but it is also blocking good bots. So you need to allow good bots, block only the bad bots. And the other important thing is these are the things that you control on your site, which you can easily fix. But there are other third-party sites that creates the trust signals for your site. So if you don't have those kind of trust signals, again, you'll be failing again. So those things we need to fix. The other important aspects, you can also see where you stand. So uh, many people see in to test how they are getting discovered or cited. They talk about, tell me about our company, like for example, Binary Works, or tell me about the programs or services Binary Works offer. Those things are kind of a branded questions, and of course, you are going to be um, get cited for those kind of questions. But the real test is go for non-branded keywords and specifically set the persona of the people who are asking the question, as like for example, best hospital for pediatric oncology in the southeast. Set persona as persona of the question. The person you're asking the question should be someone, a dad who needs some help. So try to set that kind of persona and go for this kind of non-branded keywords and answer, check whether you're getting cited or not. That's what we look for. If you are not getting cited, and if there is a competitor getting cited for that, analyze why those questions they are getting cited, what is the source the tools are getting, they are getting picked up, or what third party earned media they are getting picked up from which they get the trust. So try to analyze those things. That's how most important thing. And the other important thing is, many think AEO is how ChatGPT works, but it's not the only tool. There are six different engines we have for AI now, like ChatGPT, Google AI over Gemini, Perplexity, Microsoft, and Gemini and Claude. So we have these kind of six different tools. They operate in a way different when they are responding to a question. So ChatGPT is more um, citations. They get information from your site. They refer to the third party site like Reddit or the directories to get an idea about the trust factor. Google AI overview still works in similar to how your SEO works. They try to give more importance to the keywords and ranks based on that. Perplexity is again citations first. They are more like how Google AI Google search results comes, they take the search results and try to give an like an AI overview. So they more or less similar to Google SEO kind of approach. Microsoft Copilot works how Bing indexes. They give more importance to the enterprise sites recommendations and government sites recommendations. Gemini is again more of Google AI overview, but it has more extended participation, which I mean, like it also includes the person of the user, the user type, and location. All these information it takes into account. So Gemini sits on top of Google AI Overview with more criterias and more structures. Claude works more like an like for analyst. It goes very deep in researching. So even if you ask a question, whenever it is recommending something, it goes deep. Even if there is a PDF file and there is another third party file, it goes way beyond those kind of tools and identify it and come back with the proper response. rather than the other tools like ChatGPT and Gemini. They do the research, but they also focus on responding to the user as quick as possible. So, so each engine has different perspectives and their expectation is very different. So the site should be recommending, like when you're building AI answers for those things, you need to think about in all these different plans, are we getting cited or not? We need to see how you're getting cited in for the non-branded keywords or the branded, like in a say like people ask these AI engines mostly the real-time questions, not just keywords how you see in Google. They try to tell the real-time scenario of the problem they are facing. So each engines behave way differently. So you can also see about your brand or some of the problems your customers would be having that you are trying to solve. Try to frame that in a real-time scenario questions and see whether the AI engines are recommending you or not. And most importantly, when you analyze all these things, generally, if you look at the AI responses nowadays, they are giving the source and the recommended citations of how they are coming to and arrive at the answer. You can see those things and see where you are getting stuck, because many times you might be picked up by the AI tools for research purposes, but they will not be citing you because there are so many reasons. The trust factor is not there, the answer is not straightforward. So there are various reasons you are not getting cited. You need to analyze those, whether your site itself is not discoverable by the AI tools, the crawlability is an issue, or the tools are not understanding the response that you have provided. Is it not trusting the though it picks up, it is not being recommended by other third party sites. It's so there are so many things. Trust factor, it is not cited, though it might be cited in the backlink, but it is not recommending you in the answers, and it is also not giving you direct links, some actionable links for you. So you need to analyze where, for what topic you are on what stage, because you might be good in for one topic, you might be having discoverable citations and actionable. For another topic you not be doing the same. So it's not like SEO where if your site is good, mostly you'll be ranking for all the keywords. It's not that anymore. You might be doing good for one citations, one structured keyword topic, not good for other one. So you need to analyze those things and uh, and fix that. And most importantly, if you look at all the tools here in like AI tools, they like one of the tool that we have built for as part of Binary Works is called Conversion Box. You can use that tool to see when a real question is asked, it generally not going to the AI, or AI engines are not searching for the real time questions. They are splitting the questions into multiple sub questions and eating those AI engines. So it's called a query fan out. Uh, that's how they split the questions and get a response, see whether the response are trustable, and again do one more query fan out and then get the response, and finally they are showing the response. So uh, if you are able to analyze what stage you are in, it is easy to fix those kind of issues. So let's see some of the fix to these kind of some of the reasons we talked about. As we said, the navigation, the content that is being written for navigation is good for human perspective. For AI perspective, you need to write on answer level. Generally, you identify what questions people would be asking. Try to answer those questions on your page, or create a page to answer those questions, or add FAQ to answer those questions is most important thing. And the other one is have an answer architecture. Like you need to when somebody is asking a question, is this the right fit for me? on what stage. These are the some of the six types of questions people would be asking about when they're trying to figure out what is the right one for me. Like when they're discovering something or comparing something, qualifying, is this the right one for me? What is the cost comparison? Does it really help me? And how do I register? So try to have that kind of answer map in like what kind of answer you need to, or what kind, for what questions do we answer. So I have these kind of questions based on these six types we talk about. I have those answers on your web pages. That's critical because if there is a direct answer to some of the questions they are asking, it would be easy for the AI tools to pick you and get cited for their AI responses. Similarly, the structured, like generally H2 base in a website, H2 contents are given more authority, and table contents gives more facts. These things AI tools also follow, so they also give more importance to H2, H1 title tags. So try to have that kind of things. Instead of writing a big paragraph, try to have short summary about the paragraph, add FAQ sections on the pages. Those things are critical. So have a structured content, structured page on your on the website. Similarly, the citations, if you are going to be cited by some other third party, or create authority or citations from third party sites, that is also an important element for the AI tools. So if your site is treating some telling about some conditions that your organization is treating, uh, try to get cited from third party site who is qualified. So all these things you can do it. And as I was saying, structure the sections as um, you generally the AI tools would be fine. Like as much as possible, try to make it like this kind of an the agency home repair. The agency is an um, multiple keywords people can fill in, and the AI tools can understand. They can fit in these kind of responses dynamically. So try to have that kind of sections on the FAQs answers. And also the important thing is don't try to have all the information in PDF. Try to provide those PDF, publish it on the website in the HTML format. Still, HTML PDFs are not all crawlable by this AI tool. Try to make it crawlable, but it is highly recommended to bring those contents in an HTML format. And as we were saying, entities are not defined. The most important thing for AI is the authority and the entity. So any content that you create about, try to have that entity structure. Like if you're in university, have that kind of a top level university, the department is another entity. Even the author who is writing the content should or can also be created as an entity. So try to define the entity clearly. That gives an authority to the content that is being published on the site. And if that entity is being trusted or can be verifiable, it adds value to the responses that you're providing. And as we were saying now, it is critical to share these kind of FAQ sections, responses in a structured data format. So try to create that kind of structured FAQ sections on each page and share it to the schema markup. You can share it to these AI tools. Again, those are simple changes that can benefit your AI visibility by a lot. And of course, the crawlers can't access. Try to see from Cloudflare your read text. Um, See whether your site is not sitemap file, all these things, whether it is allowing the crawlers or not. Try if there is any blockage from robots.txt or from Cloudflare, try to resolve those kind of things. Make sure the site is able to crawl all the contents on your site. The good bots I'm talking about, that's highly important. And the other one is the what you publish. Whenever you are publishing some kind of an information about any research outcomes, try to give accreditation, try to give more credibility to the content. If you are publishing an article that is being a research paper, try to give credit to the third party site that is giving the content, or give more weightage to the author. Write about bio for author, have a separate page for author, and make it, or connect the LinkedIn page, make it verifiable, all the contents and the author that you are publishing along with the date and everything. That's again an important. And most importantly, as we said, your site, you could do as much as you can make it verifiable, but it was also important. Your site needs, whatever contents you have published needs to be verifiable by these engines. So the third party sites, you should also look into how your site's facts is being referred across the internet. Try to see, you don't control that, try to see that it is being, if it is written wrongly, try to connect with those sites and fix those things. So offsite record is important, but it is highly critical to fix those kind of third party sites facts. Whether if it is not wrong, if it is wrong, try to fix them. Any questions? I know it is too many informations, but yeah, that's how you plan. So let's talk about the structure, how your plan you can fix this. As we said in the earlier section, there are some reasons that these are some of the reasons you can easily fix, right? For the answers, have a great structure on your site contents like H2, H3 architecture, bring that, have PDF sections and entities, and have the schema markup implemented, crawlers, remove the crawlers, and try to create more authority to the site from the third party and everything. Please work on that. But this is not just one team's, the site admins team's responsibility or marketing teams. If you look around, it is a responsibility across multiple teams in the organization. Like, for example, marketing team owns these things, the entity schema, markup, those kind of schema structure things are owned by the IT team. Content needs to team needs to have an idea that they need to create content for these kind of AI answers, not just for the website visitors. Uh, leadership also should treat this is the new channel that they should focus on, because the older format of writing a content, Google will crawl the content and show your link is over. You need to be cited and you need to be in the answers for the problems that you're trying to solve. So it should be given importance by the leadership team, and that's how you're going to be discovered in future. In Google, at least you'll be in the top 10 ranks. If you are coming there, it is fine. But in AI, you are either in or out. That's the only thing you see. There is no second page, third page kind of concept. So you have to be visible or not visible. It is very binary there. And the other important factor you could see is the Drupal's opportunity. Drupal is rightly poised, as you might see that Drupal currently is serving for the page HTML for visitors, but with the new approach of the content being structured and shared as an entity to multiple tools like Gemini and everything for AI, Drupal is perfectly balanced. It has the structure that these tools need, like content type, fields, taxonomies, entity references, views, JSON, schema markup. All these are inbuilt in Drupal. So it is a perfect CMS platform that can survive for the AI era, share your content for the AI era. So it not only for the AI engines, even AI agents in future, that it is going to come and make a decision on your site. It is perfectly suited. So uh, so make your site content to be more like this. Like for example, university can have these kind of entity models easily created. Manufacturer can create these kind of AI models created. So think about Drupal content model and create those kind of entities properly now itself for better visibility in the CI tools. And other, most important thing is build an AI answer layer on your website. Identify some of the 50 to 100 questions, high value questions your audience might be asking. Most importantly, add the persona of the users or the ICP, the ideal customer profile. Uh, and from their perspective, ask these questions in AI tools and see whether those responses that is being coming up in the answers are correct or you're not getting cited. So identify those questions, try to answer those questions on your website on the specific relevant pages. That is the most important factor. That kind of an AI answer layer should be built across your website. So yeah, that's the most important step you have to do. And the next step is also we recommend is thinking beyond AI visibility. Uh, AI readiness is going to be AI agent, I mean, is going to be playing a bigger role. Now, people are going to ask the AI tools, the AI ChatGPT, Claude, to make a decision like, hey, go to this, which is the best master program, and with my criteria should be in Atlanta and should be near to my house, and compare the tuition fee and select which has better placement opportunities. They might be giving so many criterias to do as an action to these AI tools. These AI agents will come to your site with an action, with an thinking how to make an action, like whether these questions they asked, are they getting information properly, your information is discoverable, can it compare different options, can and might be they might the user might also ask find three programs with the criteria, compare tuition fee, go with the lowest tuition fee and register for me. The entire action could be given to the AI agent. uh, so your site should be able to answer to those questions, come, and then they could be able to take an action like filling out the form. So that's how the future is going to be. So today it is going to be AI visibility, but the future is not too far now. AI discoverability plus AI usability. Is your site AI usable? Is AI agents, can they make action on your site? That's how the future is going to be. So think on those lines. Right now, it's not happening, but that future is not too far. So the other important things that we talk about is the AI visibility now. Um, this is how we recommend you to measure, like how what is the AI, what percentage of responses your site is coming, how many times you are getting cited, for what questions you are being researched but not cited, the prompt coverage, and how your competitors are getting cited. And you can also measure how much traffic your site is getting and what kind of conversions these kind of AI traffic is coming to your site, what they're converting. In general, AI traffic, a user coming from AI traffic have a very high chance of converting than the Google traffics, because the research and all the recommendations are done without even coming to your site. So That's a zero-click research and zero-click assistance conversions are happening right now. So yeah. So this is the five-layer Drupal AI visibility framework we highly recommend. One is definitely make your AI contents accessible and structure. The layer two is structure your content as we were saying with entities, create those entities. And the third layer is create those answers for some of the top 50 questions or 100 questions you are trying to trying to solve for customers. And once those layers are covered, then build the authority layer, like getting cited from third-party sites or you citing for some sources, build those the authority and the layer 5 that is going to be ready for take the AI itself to take action on your site, completing an order, completing the application. So these are going to be the five important AI visibility framework we recommend. Try to implement that on your site. So as we were saying, your next 30-day plan should be simple. Try to see what are the questions your customers might be asking. See whether you are visible for that or not, and check whether your content is having this proper structured content. Is it schema is there for all the pages? Is the FAQs are not shared? See how your content is, and then try to fix at least 10 to 20 important questions and add those entities, those kind of things. A simple stuff you can usually do. And you can see how your visibility score for those changes that you have done. As part of people who come to this event, we also are providing an free, let me share, people who are attending this session, we are giving a free AI visibility audit from Drupal perspective. So you can take a look at the AI visibility score. So yeah, try to take advantage. It is completely free. We will measure how you are getting cited across multiple tools like AI, Gemini, ChatGPT, all these things. We'll be happy to cover those things. And this is one of our product called Conversion Box. Uh, we spend a lot of time around this. This is a tool that we built specifically to fix AI visibility issues and help in improving website engagements. Take a look at it. So, of all these things, we wanted you to remember these things. Ranking and citations are different opportunities. SEO is different. In AI world, citations are important. So, and most importantly, winning in SEO doesn't mean that you will win in citations. And also, each specific questions you need to work differently. And AI doesn't read the entire content. AI reads the entire content, but they mostly look for answers for the questions user asks. So try to read those kind of passage. Structured content is most important than having 50,000 pages. So try to share the information in a more structured content. Try to create more trust uh, layer for your site. Be recommended by other sites. You recommend other sites. Try to measure where you currently have and try to work on that. As we said, for AI, you don't need a new CMS. You need Drupal to be uh, ready for these kind of AI tools. So just making a few changes on your existing Drupal architecture, you can easily win this AI visibility. Any other questions? All right. I hope our session is useful for everyone. Please try to share your questions if you have to Allow the Binary Works or reach out to us in Binary Works website. Thanks for your time, and I will happy to connect with you on another webinar. Sean, do you want to share any information? Anything?
No, I think you covered everything. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.